Hi, if we are meeting for the first time, my name is Peter Bristow. I'm the owner and head coach. I specialize in working with executives when it comes to their health and wellness. Health and wellness, their holistic approach is where we look at exercise, we look at nutrition, and we also obviously look at mindset. Now, you're probably the kind of person that knows that you should be exercising if you're not already, but you want to add that extra edge, or you've just found that your career, family life has taken over, and you're not exercising, you're not taking care of your health, and you don't like that. But you're obviously so busy that just finding that right plan, creating that right plan is really, really tough. Or you're feeling a bit burnt because there's so many plans out there, there's so many coaches, and most of what they do is really cookie cutter. So none of it's really worked. The nutrition plan hasn't worked. The training plan hasn't quite worked for you, and it all gets too hard. So I specialize in creating bespoke plans for executives that are going to take care of exercise, nutrition, and wellness. Going to be covering here today. The agenda is we're going to be covering how are we where we are when it comes to our health and wellness today, because ultimately over the last 2 decades we have become a more unhealthy society, more dependent on medication. We've become more obese. How have we ended up here when we have got access to so much more information? It is because it's a $420 billion industry. There's money to be made. There's 7 billion people on the planet. And marketing gurus that could sell ice to Eskimos now know how to say exactly what they want to get inside our heads, because we're very emotional and we want that health, that wellness. And ultimately, a lot of health and wellness is now sold off the back of amazing 8 to 12 week challenges, amazing before and after photos, transformations. Let's talk six packs and bikini bodies. And that's how we've come to this place. And then there's unlimited information that you can get on this bad boy here. And a lot of that, I'll be honest, we need to flush. And I'm going to come back to how we do that as part of the coaching that I do with people. I've got 25 years of experience in the industry, and everything that I do is simple and effective. I want to have the most amount of impact on your wellness with the least amount of admin and effort. I offer a high level of accountability and really bespoke plans. Coming back to the 7 billion people, there will be 7 billion different wellness plans needed to achieve the same results, because we are all created so differently. You need a plan that is specific to you, the phase of life that you're in, the age that you're in, how much stress you're under, what age your children are, if you have children, where your business and your career's at. You all need a specific plan. And you know what? Just when we think we're nailing it 2 or 3 months in, life has a way of coming along, railroading us, hitting some speed bumps, and often we can have a 2 or 3 week break from our training. And if we're not held to account, if we don't have some support and coaching wrapped around us, that 2 or 3 weeks can become 2 or 3 months just like that, and we fall off the wagon. A little bit more about how we became a being here. Now, I like to use the analogy of the yin and the yang, or the angel and the devil. Now, the perceived angel is all the influences and all the information that we have from our phones, from social media, from the internet about health and wellness and what we should be doing. And let's use diet as an example. There is a myriad of different diet plans out there. And you could watch a podcast that will be an advocate for full vegetarian, and you could, at the end of that, even if you're a smart person, be quite convinced that that's the way to go. And you may have found yourself listening to a certain podcast about any kind of diet plan, and at the end of that, you're like, this is me. This is what I'm going to do. I'll let you in on a little secret. I've been there. I've been there too. And then you can listen to a podcast, let's say, on full carnivore diet. And then by the end of that, you're like, well, maybe that's what I should be doing. Maybe that's how we used to eat and how we should eat. Ultimately, what happens is we end up confused and lost, and we don't know what to do. And when we are confused, we end up doing nothing. Okay. The other thing, the devil on the shoulder, is the fact that food is not the devil at all, and neither is fast food. I love a burger, I love a beer, but how much of those sorts of foods are we eating on a day-to-day basis? But the devil is the fact that it's all within arm's reach. We can pick up our phone again and have basically any food delivered to our door within 20, 25 minutes. Okay. It is everywhere around us. Again, really well marketed. So we need to create some knowledge around that and understand how that we can overcome that. Little more about me real quickly. I've been a coach, wellness coach, personal trainer for over 25 years. Real little potted history of my journey. For the first 15 years of that was as a PT, with nothing else to do but train, and then met my obviously girlfriend, then wife, and I had all the time in the world to train in between clients. Used to train 10 hours a day, then boom, whammy, comes along our first son. And I believe that overnight you lose 25 hours, let alone the sleep deprivation. Then we had twins. So we had 4 children under under 4, and it was full on. So I had to completely change how I train and as my business grew. And I want to share with you the journey that I've learned through being a business owner, through my wife having a full-on executive corporate job, through being parents, how we've transformed and how I've transformed my exercise to fit now, because it looks vastly different than it did 10, 15, even 5 years ago. I've made all the mistakes. I don't want you to make all the mistakes. I don't want you to try and fit your old plan into your new life where you literally have less hours in the day, because that doesn't work. I need a plan for you. I've got clients all over the world. I've helped thousands of people over my 25 years, help them achieve their health and fitness goals. And the important thing is their health and fitness goals, because everyone is different. Everyone's coming from a different place. You need a plan that is specific and bespoke to you. I work in a one-on-one situation where we're going to hold you to account, plan the next 7 to 14 days, and then debrief the last 7 to 14 days, create the new plan. Okay, hold you to account when you hit those speed wobbles. A little bit of lightness. I've got my 1983 ex-New Zealand Army Land Rover, which I absolutely love. Dog on the back, kids there, out at the beach with a family, having a brilliant time, loving life. As I say to the boys, this is living the dream. Please note that I adhere strictly to factual information and professional standards throughout this presentation. This is only if you are wanting to create abundance of impact, wellness, and skyrocket your self-image. Do you want to have confidence from the boardroom right through to the beach? If you do, then this is for you. Do you want to lead by example in your household and your community? I believe when decisive, coachable, and resourceful executives are provided with simple, effective, proven systems with a high level of accountability, they will win. We've got to get you quality information with accountability, cut through the crap, cut through the clutter, declutter what's going on, and you will win. What do you want? Well, I know what you don't want. I know that you don't want excessively long workouts and spending hours and hours and hours in the gym, because you don't have the time. You've got other things to be doing. I know you don't want to eat chicken and broccoli all the time. I know you don't want a cookie cutter plan. And I'll just go out on a limb here and suggest that you've probably tried that before. You've probably downloaded and purchased umpteen plans over the last decade or two, and none of them have worked. And the probability is it's because they weren't specific to you. I know you want to have fun. I know you want to plan for you. Now, what does that look like? That looks like a high level of accountability with regular check-ins via digital documents and then phone calls. Clarity and declutter. A simple, effective exercise plan that fits the time schedules that you have, any injuries that you've got. Simple systems and strategies. My main goal is to have the most amount of impact on my clients' lives with the least amount of admin, the least amount of effort. Yes, there will be some, but I want to have the most amount of impact. Sustainable nutrition advice. We've already covered how confusing it is out there in the marketplace with what diet plan to follow. Diet, let's cut that word to 4-letter word. Let's go for sustainable nutrition advice and slow and steady change. And holistic health, true wellness, exercise, nutrition, and mindset. Comparison is the thief of joy. Again, I'm referring to this a lot, and there's a lot of good information in there, but we need to declutter that and sift through that, and that's what I'll help you do. But we don't want to be comparing ourselves to someone that might look good, smell good. It does not always equal happiness. I've worked and trained with people that do look good and smell good, but deep down, they're not in a happy, healthy space. So please don't buy into the hype. If you come across some information on your phone, what I'm always trying to do, and it says there at the bottom, find your version. You are one of a kind. We need to take little pieces of some of these health and wellness tips, and we need to find out how they apply. First of all, do they apply? And then how do they apply to your world? And maybe they only serve you for a time. Maybe you've still got some habits in place that did serve you well 5, 10 years ago, but don't actually serve you well anymore. The definition of energy is the capacity to do more work. Let's just say, for example, you had more energy, therefore capacity to do more work. Work's a four-letter word, so let's use higher performance. More health equals more energy. Imagine for a moment you've got 10 to 15% more energy to give to the things in your world that are really important to you. For me, my kids, my relationship, my business, and then the wider community. For me, the biggest thing I want to leave, my legacy is going to be my kids. So if I've got 10 to 15% more energy to do the things that they want to do, to kick a ball and play around, man, how hard is it to keep up with your kids? They just do not stop, right? So 10, 15% more energy to put into that part of my life is going to be gold dust for me, and I'm sure it is for you. To put into my marriage, put into your relationship, to be able to give more into that, to be more connected, is going to be an amazing thing. Your business, you and I know that if you have got more energy, you're going to be able to earn more money and have a bigger impact on the community and within your business. Success loves speed. Are you prepared to make a choice? Are you prepared to make a decision today? It's a fork in the road. Are you going to make a call so you can have the health, the energy, the vitality, and have the high performance that you want in your life so that you can be a better parent? You know that if you're fitter, when you've been in stages of when you've been taking care of your health, you've been a better parent, you've been better at work, you've been a better partner. Let's lock that in once and for all. Let's stop looking at these cookie cutter plans that haven't worked for you in the past. If they haven't worked for you in the past because they've been generic in nature, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. The plan simply did not fit into your world. This is simply a game of training, nutrition, and mindset. In fact, there is no difference between the energy, performance, and physique you desire than accountability, quality information, and support. Are you prepared to tap into that and make a change? We're at decision time. What are you going to do? You can book a call right now and I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. There's one of two things that's going to happen at the back end of that call. You're going to end up with a whole lot of information about how you can, and tools, how you can put them in place and go and attack it by yourself and make some change. And I'm going to give you some fresh ideas, some fresh strategies. I challenge you, and I'd say probably some fresh mindset. Now, I'm going to say some things. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, maybe not what you want to hear, because I got one shot to help you go on a journey, go on a path like thousands of my other clients, and have long-lasting health and wellness change. And you're going to go and do it yourself and crack on. Now, that's for some people. For some people, what we're going to do is we're going to work together. But what we're going to do on this call is we're going to find out, where are you today? Where do you want to be in 30 days? Let's just break it down to a 30-day chart. Where do you want to be in 6 to 12 months? What's getting in the way? There's typically a constant theme of things, of barriers that keep getting in the way of our health and wellness goals. And how long have you been trying? How long have you been trying to find the right plan? How much money have you spent already trying to find the right plan? And it hasn't been sustainable because it's been too restrictive. And we're going to create a plan specifically for you, because I know what you don't want. You don't want another cookie cutter plan with excessive exercise, with no fun, with no ability to have the foods that you like. And you actually want to stop putting time and energy into trying to find the right plan. You just want to find one and you want to stick to it and you want to make the results happen. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. What are you going to do to change the course of your health and wellness? If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you're sick and tired of starting again on Monday, finding the right time, what is going to be different this time? Book a call. You're either going to leave with a plan that you can put in place yourself, or you're going to like what you hear from me, and I'm going to think that you're a good fit for my coaching, and we're going to make a positive change in the next 30 days when it comes to your health and wellness. I can't wait to talk on the other side. Catch you soon. Coach Pete.